Let me tell you, my connectivity is very poor today. Okay, so I may get disconnected. Okay, so I will again join whenever I get disconnected. Okay, you don't get disconnected. Okay,
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 sir.
sir.
if anything, if I need to send another meeting ID, then you just follow the WhatsApp chat. Okay, if I send any new ID. Okay,
Okay.
Okay, sir.
so today experiment number 3. Okay, determination of moment of inertia and radius of gyration of a flywheel. Okay, so moment of inertia. When I say moment of inertia, what does it mean? Area or mass? Moment of
Mass
inertia?
moment of inertia.
Yes, yes. So here
Mass.
we mean mass moment of inertia. Okay, not the area moment of inertia that you have studied in engineering mechanics. Okay, so mass moment of inertia and radius of gyration of a flywheel. Okay, so I will briefly discuss about flywheel. Though you will be studying, detail of about flywheel in dynamics of machines. I think in third year first sem or second year second sem. Okay, so you will study the detail, kinematics and kinetics of this thing. But I will give you a little bit of explanation on flywheel. So flywheel is a mechanical device. You can call it a device. Okay. So what is its purpose? Its purpose is to reduce the fluctuation of speed. Is to reduce the fluctuation of speed that is caused due to variation of supplied torque over the operational cycles. Okay. Now see this any machine, not any machine, most of the machines they operate on cycles. Okay, they operate on cycles. Okay. I mean each of these cycles there is a source of power or energy from which the the torque is applied on the machine. Okay. Now if say now the machine it operates on cycle, so for any particular cycle, if the applied torque, if it is not constant, okay, then what will happen? The speed of the machine it will reduce or increase depending on the applied torque is more than or less than the required torque. Okay, so flywheel, in that case these flywheels are used and their job is to reduce the fluctuation of speed. Now fluctuation of speed cannot be nullified, but it can be reduced. The fluctuation of speed can be reduced using this device called flywheel. Okay. Okay, now if you see flywheel, it is basically a heavy cylindrical body. Okay, have you seen flywheel anywhere?
हाँ सर, ये ऑटोमोबाइल से था क्या?
Yes, yes. Now in marketplaces, you must have seen some generators, some diesel generators. So
Yes.
you must have seen, when the machine runs, a cylindrical body, it also runs along with the machine. I think you
हाँ,
must have.
हटवाने का सिंबल था क्या सर?
There's a heavy cylindrical body, so that is a flywheel. Okay, and their job is to reduce the fluctuation of speed of the machine. Okay, now let me start with how it works. Okay, just give you an idea. Now look at this system. What is this? This is a shaft, right?
Yes
This is a
sir.
flywheel. This is a flywheel. Okay. Now forget about this motor. Forget about this motor. Say this is a shaft and it is mounted with a heavy cylindrical body. Clear? Now imagine you have a pen in your hand. Okay. So using your fingertips, say you hold the pin, this your pen using your this thumb and index finger, fingertips of your thumb and index finger. You hold one end of the pen using your fingertips. Okay. Now you can apply some torque to rotate the pen. Yes, you can do that.
Yes sir.
Okay. So using your fingertip, you can put some small rotation on that member, on that pen. So here also consider this shaft as a pin. Okay. So if torque is applied, so what will happen? This shaft will rotate.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Now, say if we apply this theta rotation, we apply this torque for a theta rotation. Say theta is in radian. Okay. Then from this T theta diagram, what you can find out, this product of T into theta, that gives the energy supplied,
High energy.
right? So whenever using your fingertip, say you are rotating, you are applying a torque. You are rotating means you are applying certain torque. Say for certain radian of rotations, you are applying this torque. That means you are supplying certain amount of energy, right, to the pin. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And what happens? That pin rotates. Say rotates for some angle. Okay. Now assume that at the other end of the pin you put some heavy cylindrical body, just like this flywheel. Just like at the other end of the pin, you put some heavy cylindrical body and you provide the same amount of energy. We provide the same amount of energy. Say using your fingertip, you are providing that torque for a certain radians, but the pin is mounted with a heavy cylindrical body on the other end. Now you have applied torque without that heavy cylindrical body and with heavy cylindrical body. Now in which case, now you are applying or you are supplying the same amount of energy. Now in which case the speed increase will be more, without that body or with that body?
Without the body.
Without that body. Without that body. So if I say you are applying certain energy, say by providing torque over certain radians, so you are providing certain energy. And for rotational system, I can write that energy as half into I into omega square.
Omega square.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So now initial omega 0, and say finally with this application of this energy, the final omega that it is getting is this. Okay. Now look at this parameter. What is this? I.
Mass moment of inertia.
It is the mass moment of inertia of this shaft flywheel system about this axis, about which it is rotating. Right?
Yes.
So it is
Yes.
the mass moment of inertia of the shaft flywheel system. Now, look at this thing. Without this flywheel mounted on the shaft, or without that heavy cylindrical body mounted on the other end of the pin, what will happen to I? It will be drastically reduced.
Yes, sir.
So what will happen? You apply certain energy, but if I is very, very less, then what will happen to the speed? It will increase to a large extent.
Yes, sir.
But the moment you mount this flywheel on this shaft, or you mount the heavy cylindrical body on the other end of the pin, so what will happen? I will increase to a large extent.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Now with same amount of energy supplied with heavy value of high value of I, now imagine what is the increase of speed. Will it increase to a high extent or it will increase marginally?
Marginally.
Marginally,
It
sir.
will increase marginally. It will increase marginally. So that is how a flywheel reduces the fluctuation of speed. Like, say in a machine, say this is the torque supplied and TR is the torque required. So when torque supplied is more than the torque required, what will happen? There is excess amount of energy supplied.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what happens? That energy will be absorbed by the flywheel, but due to high value of I of the flywheel, the speed will increase to a very small extent. That means the increase of the speed, it will occur, it will take place, but it will be to a very marginal, it will occur in a marginal extent. Okay. Or say, in another part of the cycle, if the supplied torque is less than the required torque, then what will happen? The speed will tend to decrease of the machine. But as you are decreasing the energy, so you are taking away delta E, some amount of energy you are taking away. So what will happen? The speed will decrease, but due to high value of I, what will happen? The speed will decrease, but it will decrease to a very small extent. Understood? That means this flywheel, it has got very high value of mass moment of inertia about the axis of rotation, and due to which, whenever the energy is supplied, that energy is absorbed by the flywheel and its speed is increased, but the speed increase is very minimal, or the decrease of the speed when the torque is supplied in a lesser amount, then it will decrease in a very small amount. So that means it reduces the fluctuation of speed. Understood? By this manner, it reduces the fluctuation of speed. Understood?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, you can see, I have written here, it stores energy by increasing its speed when the supplied torque is more than the requirement. What I explained just now, okay? It releases energy. Release energy means its speed will decrease by decreasing its speed when the supplied torque is less than the requirement. Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now, these flywheels are used in various, machines like steam engines, IC engines, that is internal combustion engines, both in diesel and petrol engines, then reciprocating compressors and pumps. Okay, so these are continuously operating machines. Then intermediate machines like your punching machine, shearing machine, they are also, these flywheels are used. Okay. Now I will just explain one of these machines like this IC engine. Okay. And how this flywheel works, or how this requirement of torque arises. Okay. Now, engine cylinder, have you seen engine cylinder, engine?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now we are considering an IC engine, internal combustion engine. Say this is the engine cylinder. And this is the piston of the engine. Some of you must have seen piston. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, say this piston is connected with a rod which is called connecting rod. Though it is not a straight line, it has got certain shape. Okay. But this is called connecting rod. Okay. So this piston is connected to the connecting rod. Now the other end of the connecting rod is connected to a crank. This is called a crank. Okay. And this crank is connected to a shaft. Now, how this power is, where the power is developed in this mechanism? This mechanism, this is, you will learn in, this kinematics. There is a separate course on kinematics, and there you will learn these mechanisms. So this is
Yes,
called
sir.
spider
Football
crank
linkage.
mechanism. Yes.
Football linkage. ওটারই একটা তো হয়।
Yes, but this mechanism in simplified form, it
Slider.
is called slider crank mechanism. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So this piston, it is acting like a slider. Okay. And this is the crank. Now here power is developed at this engine cylinder end, or this end. And where it is supplied through the connecting rod and through the crank, it is supplied to this crankshaft, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what happens, say inside this cylinder, what happens? Now if this piston, it moves from one end to the other, that makes one stroke. When it moves from one end of the cylinder to the other end, that is called one stroke, right?
Yes, yes.
Then when it moves from the other end again to this rightmost end, that makes another stroke. So two stroke means how many cycles, how many rotations? One rotation. So two stroke means how many cycles? One cycle, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this petrol and diesel engines, they are generally 4-stroke engines. 4-stroke.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that means this to and fro movement of the piston, it takes place 4 times. Clear? It takes place 4 times. So there are 4 different strokes for different purpose. What are those? First is suction. Suction stroke. Suction means, this cylinder, this piston, it moves from this end to the other. And while going so, it absorbs, mixture of, say, petrol
Air
and
and-
air.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mixture of
Oh.
petrol and air. So suction, then again it
Combustion.
moves to the other end, that is compression. Okay.
Compression.
Then, diesel engine, petrol engine, there is a spark due to spark plug. So due to sparking, this burning of this fuel that takes place. And due to that, again, this piston, it moves again to the outer end, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is called the power stroke.
Power stroke.
Right, sir.
And lastly, after this power stroke is completed, this energy is absorbed, then that, this burned gas, it is to be exhausted. So that is called, again, it starts moving in the opposite direction. And in doing so, the exhaust gas, it is, expelled out of the cylinder. So that is called exhaust stroke. I hope you know this thing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So it's a 4-stroke engine. Now
Yes,
see,
sir.
out of this 4-stroke, in which stroke the power is developed? In the power stroke, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Due
sir.
to burning of this fuel, high pressure, high temperature gas is developed, and that gas, it puts thrust on the piston, right? And that thrust is, it is transmitted to the connecting rod. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And this connecting rod is pin connected with the crank. So the force developed through the connecting rod, transmitted to the connecting rod, it provides a force on the crank, and that make the crank to rotate. A torque is provided due to this force, and this crank rotates. And as a result, this crankshaft rotates. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So look here, only during the power stroke, this, excess amount or high amount of energy is developed. So at that time, what happens? The speed of the crankshaft, it tends to increase. But on the other end of the, say, crankshaft, this type of flywheel is mounted. So what happens when excess amount of energy is supplied, a torque is supplied? So what happens? There is an increase in speed, but that increase of speed is very marginal due to high value of I of the flywheel. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And for the rest of the 3 strokes, like suction, compression, and exhaust, actually no power is developed. Okay, so no torque is developed. So that means whatever power is developed in the power stroke, the machine has to run, with that development, with that power. So what happens during that time, as no power is developed, no torque is supplied. So what happens? The speed of the crankshaft, it tends to reduce its speed. Okay. And what happens? As a flywheel is mounted, so what happens? The energy is taken out because it releases energy, and the speed of the system decreases. But due to high value of I, the speed decreases to a minimal value. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is the purpose of a flywheel. Okay. Now you will detail analysis, you will learn in dynamics of machines. So I have just given you the idea where or how this, this acts, that serves this purpose. So that is called a flywheel. So, this mass moment of inertia of a flywheel is a very important parameter. So look at this system. What is the mass moment of inertia about this Z axis, axis of rotation? Say at any radial location, if you have a mass dm, then integration r squared dm, that is the mass moment of inertia of this flywheel about this axis. Clear?
Yes.
sir.
So flywheel is a device which reduces the fluctuation of speed. Okay. The fluctuation cannot be omitted or cannot be nullified, but it reduces the fluctuation of speed. Okay, so in this experiment, what we will do, we have a flywheel setup. So what we will do experimentally, we will try to find out what is the mass moment of inertia of this flywheel, of that flywheel. And once we know the flywheel, then definitely we can find out its radius of gyration. How we can find out radius of gyration? It will be under root I
I
by
by M.
M,
On
mass.
yes.
If the mass is known, then under root I by M, that will give the radius of gyration. Okay. So that is these are the two objectives, finding mass moment of inertia and radius of gyration. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Let me check how many students are present. 27. So including me, 27. That means one student is still absent.
Sir, 25 because you are
হ্যাঁ আপনি তো দুবার আছেন
দুজন আছেন না
প্রেজেন্টেশনের জন্য একবার আর
Oh, okay. So 25. Two are absent. So those who are absent, they are risking this particular course. I repeatedly tell you, this is a sessional class. This is not a theoretical class. Theoretical class, you may be absent, but this class, unless you attend, no way you will be evaluated. And each experiment carries at least 16 marks. One experiment gone. Minanko Sarkar, today I think he is present. Last class he did not attend, so he has lost already 16 marks. Okay. Rishikesh Ram and Mrityunjoy Mondal, they were also absent. Mrityunjoy Mondal, some vaccination was there, but that cannot be any excuse. Okay. You could have attended the class. Rishikesh Ram, you are in the train. You written in the chat, WhatsApp chat. But that cannot be any excuse. Anyway, so up to this, it is okay?
Yes, sir.
ইয়েস স্যার
Okay, now let us see the experimental setup. Now say this, roughly this is the schematic of the experimental setup. This is the shaft. Okay, its diameter, radius is R0. It will be supplied. Okay, it is known. Now this shaft is mounted on two bearings. Okay, these are bearings. This symbolically you show the bearings like this. Okay, so these are the two
Yes,
sets of bearings. These are basically palmer blocks. You will see that will be explained in the experimental video. And then, this flywheel is mounted at the midspan of this shaft. Okay. Now, if you see the side view from this side, the flywheel, it will look like this. Okay. So this outer portion, look at this thickness. From this view, this is the thickness of the flywheel. So this outer rim, this outer portion, this has got this much thickness. It is not that throughout this thickness is there. No, only for the outside portion, this much thickness is there, right? But from this point onwards, from this area, the thickness is not that. It will be less than that. This portion is very thin, whereas this outer portion is very, very thick. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, why this outer portion is made thicker, not the inner portion?
স্যার রেডিয়াসের দিকে তখন হচ্ছে আইটা বেশি হবে
Yes. More mass is distributed away from the rotation axis, more will be the area moment of inertia. So effectively, the mass is redistributed, it is more away from the axis of rotation. That is why it will have very high value of I. Now, if you redistribute this mass to this area which are nearer to the axis of rotation, definitely this I will not increase to that extent because they are nearer to the axis. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now these are the slots. Okay, you may see actually there are 3 slots. I have shown here 4 slots, but just to show you that these are the slots, that means these are through holes. Slots cut through this portion. Okay. Now these slots are provided, there are various reasons. The most important reason is this material handling. Now for transporting this flywheel, it needs to be, handled with a rope, to mount it on a truck, or to take it out from a truck. It need to be, handled with a rope or wire. So that is why these slots are provided for handling this heavy mass. It cannot be handled manually. And another reason is that these slots are cut, these masses are removed from this, but it will not affect the I value, because these are nearer to the axis. So that is why once these masses are removed, it will not overall change the I value of this thing. Clear?
ওকে স্যার। স্যার অ্যাপ্রক্স কত ওয়েট হয় একটা ফ্লাইহুইলে?
See here, data sheet you have not seen. You see, this flywheel is 140 kg.
ওকে ওকে, ইয়েস ইয়েস, ওকে।
The flywheel that you are having, okay? Okay. Now, what we do? There is a weight W which is connected with a wire. Okay. Now other end of the wire is wrapped around the shaft on which the flywheel is mounted. Now this flywheel is rigidly mounted on the shaft. That means when the shaft rotates, same motion prevails for the flywheel. Okay. So this wire, it is connected or wrapped around the shaft, and the other end of the wire, it is connected with a weight W. W is given, it is known. It is 12.8 kg. Clear?
Yes sir.
Now say this is the ground level, say floor. So from the floor, say we measure this height, we keep this weight at a certain distance, a predefined distance. Now at this position, say from a predefined height, you just release this system. This weight is hanging from this wire, and this wire is wrapped around this shaft. So I am drawing the side view of the shaft. This is the shaft, and through this wire, this weight is hanging. Okay. The moment you release this weight, what will happen?
Shaft will rotate. Shaft will rotate.
Yes.
শ্যাফটটা রোটেট করবে।
Yes, the shaft will rotate. Now to rotate anything, we need torque. Now how the torque is provided on the shaft?
By
By
this weight.
wrapping the.
By the tension of this wire, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So the moment you release it, some tension will be developed. And that tension will provide a torque on the shaft, and the shaft starts rotating. Clear?
Sir.
Okay. Now what will happen the moment this flywheel hits the ground? What will be the tension?
Zero.
Zero. So before this weight hits the ground, there is some tension, non-zero value of tension. The moment this W hits the ground, the tension becomes zero, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, the moment we release this weight W, what we do? We start 2 stopwatches. Say using your mobile phone, we keep 2 mobile phones ready. The moment we release W, we start 2 stopwatches. So the experiment is all about noting down 2 times or 2 time instants. What are those? Both are simultaneously running. The moment this W hits the ground, we stop one of the stopwatches and we note down the reading. That is T1. That is time for W to hit the ground. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now what will happen? The moment it hits the ground, T becomes 0. Will it that this will start immediately? It will stop. This flywheel immediately it will stop.
No, sir. It
It will take
No,
some
sir.
time. It will take some time. Okay. In ideal condition, what would have happened? Ideal condition, no retarding effect on this. The moment it hits the ground, see it attains certain velocity. Ideal condition, it would have run, see that, for infinite times, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
It is not an ideal condition. Why? Because there are some frictional resistance offered on the shaft through these bearings, right?
Yes. Yes. Sir.
So what will happen? This flywheel, it will start retarding. Its velocity would start decreasing, and it will take some time for the flywheel to come to a stop, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So that means the moment this flywheel stops, we stop the second stopwatch, and that time we note down that is called T2. T2 is the time when the flywheel stops. So T1 is the time when W hits the ground, and T2 is the time when the flywheel stops completely.
So
Yes.
এই T1 আর T2 যে মেজারমেন্টটা সেটা কি একই ইনস্ট্যান্টে শুরু হবে কি?
Yes, same instant.
ওকে।
At the same instant, both stopwatches, they are started.
ওকে স্যার।
Clear? So of course, T2 will be greater than T1. Okay. So during experimentation, we simply note down these two time, T1 and T2. And we repeat this experiment for 3 different heights. What are the heights? Heights will be, 0.2 meters, 0.3 meters, 0.4 meters. Okay. 20 centimeter,
Yes.
30 centimeter, 40 centimeter. For 3 different heights, for each of these heights, we will note down T1 and T2. Okay. So for 3 sets of heights, we will note down T1 and T2. What are given? The mass of the falling body, that is W.H. So what is its weight? 12.8 into 9.81. The mass
Yes,
of the flywheel is 140 kg. Radius of the shaft, it is 1 inch, 0.0254 meters. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
Now let us see with this T1, T2 and with these given parameters, how we can find out the, this mass moment of inertia of the flywheel. So up to this, it is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
Okay. So what is happening? You look here. From 0 to T1, that means till the, till such time the weight hits the ground. That means from 0 to T1, what are the torques acting on the flywheel? So one of the torque that is acting on the flywheel is the torque applied to the wear tension. Say that is T. This is the torque applied to this one, right?
Yes, sir.
And now during this phase also, when this W is coming down, this phase also, this frictional torque is still acting, right?
Yes, sir.
So the retarding torque, it is still acting from 0 to T1, and that is called TF. This is the frictional torque. So during 0 to T1, 2 different torques are applied. T, that is trying to accelerate the thing, and TF, that is trying to retard the flywheel. So there are 2 effects. Now from T1 to T2, what will happen? T becomes 0 because wear tension becomes 0, right?
Yes, sir.
So
TF
that
থাকবে,
time
sir.
only TF is acting,
Yes, sir.
and that will lead to this angular retardation alpha 1.
Retardation. Yes, yes.
And during this phase from 0 to T1, there will be angular acceleration alpha naught. Clear?
স্যার
Yes.
এফভিডিটা কি ফ্লাইহুইলের?
কোনটা?
এই যে এফভিডি দুটো আপনি এঁকেছেন
Yes, flywheel.
flywheel.
স্যার আমি একটা জিনিস বুঝতে পারছি না, এই ফ্রিকশনটা তো শাফটের উপর লাগছে, সেটা তো ফ্লাইহুইলে কি করে আসছে?
শ্যাফট আর ফ্লাইহুইল তো একসাথে করা না, ওয়েল্ডেড
No,
করা।
this is a complete system. You see,
হ্যাঁ।
this shaft flywheel system is a complete system. So when I say I, it means you are finding I for both shaft and the flywheel. But the mass or I of the flywheel as shaft is very, very less compared to the flywheel. So whatever I will be getting, that will be for mostly for the flywheel because it is very, very less.
ওকে,
Understood?
ইয়েস স্যার।
It is the entire thing that is rotating. That is the shaft flywheel system. But this shaft has got very less value of I compared to the flywheel. So that you can neglect. Okay.
ওকে।
Now, the assumption here is that this angular acceleration that is taking place from 0 to t1 and the angular retardation that is taking place beyond t1, these are assumed to be constant. So the motion that is taking place, it is a case of constant acceleration or constant deceleration because all these forces are of constant nature. So these are not variable forces. So we assume that this acceleration and retardation, they are of constant nature. Clear?
ওকে,
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, during this phase, say up to t equal to t1, what is the net torque? T minus tf, and that is equal to I into alpha naught. This is the kinetic equation of motion for a rotating system. I hope
Yes.
you know this thing. So T minus Tf equal to I into alpha naught. Now for the next phase, that is beyond T1 up to T2, this phase, Tf is equal to I into alpha 1. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Our objective is to find out I. So this we write as T equal to Tf plus I into alpha naught. Now Tf is given by this one, that is
I
I
alpha
into alpha 1. Already I plus I into alpha naught was there. So what I becomes? I becomes T by alpha 1 plus alpha naught.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So from this kinetic equation, we can find out I equal to T by alpha 1 plus alpha naught. So that means our job is to find out these three parameters, T, alpha 1, alpha naught. If we can find out this thing, we know the value of I. Clear?
ইয়েস স্যার।
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so we have assumed constant acceleration. So that means this W, it is starting from rest, right? We are releasing it from rest,
ইয়েস স্যার।
Yes, sir.
and it is having some constant acceleration, and it is, passing through this height and hitting the ground. So can you not apply the kinematic equation of constant acceleration? S equal to ut plus half at square.
ইয়েস
Yes,
স্যার।
sir.
Okay. So that we can write for constant acceleration during falling of W, that is up to t equal to t1, h equal to ut, u is 0, t1 is the time taken to reach the ground, half at square, at1 square. So what is A? A is twice h by t1 square. That is the constant acceleration of the falling body, right?
ইয়েস।
Yes.
Now, when I say constant acceleration of this body, now again I have to draw this. This is the shaft. Now, this where it has got constant acceleration. So, what is the linear acceleration of the surface of the shaft? That is also A.
ইয়েস স্যার।
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if you have a linear acceleration of a rotating system, so what will be its angular acceleration? If it is
Radius into
A by r naught.
Unknown. Yeah.
Yes.
So this A is the linear acceleration of the surface of the shaft. So if you know this, then what is the angular acceleration of the shaft surface? That is A by R naught. R naught is the radius of the shaft. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And as we know that this shaft and flywheel, they are rigidly connected. So whatever be the alpha naught for the shaft, same alpha naught will be there for this flywheel. So alpha naught we can find out using this. Clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
in expression 1, we know now alpha 1. Alpha naught we can find out. So H is given, T1 is given, we can find out A. Once you find out A, then alpha naught can be obtained. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Next job is to find out alpha 1. That is the angular retardation. Now, look at this. This weight, it is starting from 0 and it is moving with some constant acceleration. So when this weight will have maximum velocity, when it will reach the maximum velocity?
When it will touch the ground.
Grounded.
When it will
That's called
touch the
T1.
ground, that is at t equal to t1.
Yes.
Okay. So how to find out? V equal to u plus at.
Yes,
V
sir.
equal to u plus at. So at t equal to t1, what is the velocity? It is 0 plus a into t1. Already we know a is twice h by t1 square into t1. So velocity with which the weight hits the ground is 2h by t1. 2h by t1
Yes, sir.
is the maximum velocity at which w touches the ground. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if that is the maximum velocity of this weight, so maximum surface velocity of this shaft, that is also the same thing.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this V, we can also write, it is the maximum surface velocity of the shaft. So the maximum linear velocity reached by the shaft is twice h by t1. Twice h by t1. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if that is the case, then what is the maximum angular velocity reached by this shaft
V
surface?
equal to R omega. V equal to R omega.
So V by R naught.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So maximum angular speed of the shaft or the flywheel, they are the same thing, is once you calculate the maximum velocity, that divided by R naught, that is the maximum angular speed of the shaft or the flywheel. Is it okay?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, beyond t equal to t1, that means the moment it hits the ground, the moment it hits the ground. Now look at this rotating system. Its maximum velocity is omega naught, right?
Yes, sir.
Now it
Yes,
starts
sir.
decreasing. It becomes 0 over a
Yes.
time
Yes.
span of t2 minus t1 with constant deceleration alpha 1. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what is alpha 1?
Omega
Omega
equal
naught.
to alpha del t.
Yes. As it is a case of constant acceleration or deceleration, final or initial minus final, that is 0 divided by t2 minus t1, over which the speed becomes 0. So that is the maximum, that is the angular retardation. So it becomes alpha 1 becomes omega naught by t2 minus t1. That is the maximum. Now you should not write maximum. You just remove this word. It is the angular deceleration, is a constant. Angular deceleration of the flywheel.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So alpha 1 is obtained. So alpha naught, it is A by R naught, and alpha 1, it is V by R naught, where V is twice H by T1. So these two parameters are now known. Clear?
Yes.
Next is we have to find out the torque. Now, if you, okay, let me erase this. Say we draw the shaft. Now, say this is connected through to the this weight through a wire. So if you cut the wire, then you have to show this tension F that is developed inside this wire.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the torque developed due to F? F into
R cross F, R cross F.
R.
F into R naught.
Yes.
Don't go into vector approach. It's a simple one. Okay. It is simply F into R naught, the torque provided by this wire tension. F into R naught. Clear?
Sir.
So what we have to find out? We have to find out what is F. And that F we have to find out from the free body diagram of the weight. That is, we have to go to the kinetics of this weight. Is it clear? We have to find out what is the cable tension. That multiplied R naught, that will give the motive torque. So
Yes, sir.
we go to this figure. Say this is the weight. This weight, it is falling with a constant acceleration A, right?
Yes, sir.
Already we know A is given by, twice H by T1 square.
Hmm.
Then what are the forces acting on it? In the downward direction, its own weight. In the upward direction, the weight tension. So what is the net force? We will apply Newton's second law of motion. What is the net force?
mg minus F
W
equal
minus
to
F.
So W minus F, that is equal to mass into acceleration. So what is the mass? W by G.
Yes, sir.
yes, yes.
W.
W by G into A. So what F becomes? F is equal to W minus W by G into A. So take W outside, W into 1 minus A by G. A already you have calculated twice H by T1 square. G we know 9.81. And W given, 12.8 into 9.81. So what is the torque applied through F? That is F into R naught. That is W R naught into 1 minus A by G.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So torque we can calculate. A we know, G know, R naught know, W know. So torque we can calculate. So once you calculate the torque, so put T here, alpha 1, alpha naught, that is known. So I can be obtained from this expression. That is the
Yes, sir.
mass moment of inertia.
Hmm.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now one thing we have assumed, look here. When you consider this, now this wire has got certain thickness, right? This wire has got certain thickness, right?
Yes, sir.
So actually F is acting through the midline of the wire. So that means, but we have not considered, while calculating the torque, we have considered only the radius of the shaft. That means we neglect the thickness of the wire because that is negligibly small with respect to the radius of the shaft. So we neglect the radius of the wire.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is another assumption. It is assumed to be small compared to the radius of the shaft. Okay. So with this calculation, we can find out I, and we can find out I for 3 different heights because we'll be noting down T1 and T2 for 3 different heights. So we'll be getting 3 values of I. Okay.
0.2 meter, 0.3 or 0.4 meter.
Yes, yes. 20 centimeter, 30 centimeter, and 40 centimeter. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now, this is MF, mass of the flywheel. When mass of the flywheel will be used? Because once you find out I, then I divided by MF under root, that will give the radius of gyration.
Radius
so
of
here you have to
gyration.
use
Yes.
140.
Yes, sir.
R naught is 0.0254 meters. Mass of the falling body is 12.8. So W is actually 12.8 into 9.81. So do not forget to multiply 9.81.
Okay, sir.
So with these readings, now let us see how we do this calculation. So already these things were discussed, okay? How these are coming. So acceleration of the falling body, it is twice h by t1 square, meter per second square, h in meters, t in seconds, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Velocity at which the body hits the ground, it is twice h by t1, already calculated.
Yes,
The
sir.
maximum angular speed of the flywheel, that is omega naught, v by r naught. Then frictional deceleration, alpha 1, that is omega naught by t2 minus t1. And then acceleration, angular acceleration of the flywheel, alpha naught is a by r naught. So using t1 and t2, you have to fill up these values, this table. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Because r naught is given and t1, t2, these are given. So one by one, your h is given. So you have to fill up this table for 3 sets of readings. Clear?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
And then 3 observations for this one. So torque on the flywheel. Now there is a typing mistake here. So look at the expression. Look at the expression. It is W r naught into 1 minus a by g. So is it correct? Is m into
W
H
equal
is
to
W.
mg.
So it will be 1 minus a by g.
Yes.
Otherwise,
Yes.
dimensionally also it should give a unit of torque. Okay. So
Yes,
W
yes.
into R naught, that is a unit quantity, united quantity, but this is
Huh.
not no unit. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So
Yes, sir.
this will be 1 minus a by g. Make this correction.
Okay,
So
sir.
once you get t, then t by alpha naught, alpha 1, alpha naught, alpha 1 already calculated. Alpha 1 and alpha naught from the last 2 columns. Okay. Now what is the unit of I? Kg meter square.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Unit of radius of this moment of inertia, it is kg meter square. And then radius of gyration, it will be meters under root I by mf. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we'll see the experiment. Any doubt, any queries?
No, sir.
No, sir.
স্যার একটা কোশ্চেন ছিল
বলো।
স্যার এই একটু আরেকটু এক্সপ্লেন করবেন স্যার এই ফ্লাই হুইলটা কিভাবে শাফটের সাথে কানেক্টেড রয়েছে কি ওটাকে মানে কি কিছু জয়েন্ট করা হয়েছে ওখানে
Okay. Yes. In fact, I have explained. So there is a key. Now, any member, say, when
So
it is
shaft
connected
coupling,
to a
sir.
shaft, yes. No, not shaft coupling. It is connected through a key.
Acha.
So key is basically, you can see a very small, rectangular
Yes, sir,
shaped
yes,
element
sir.
having some tapering. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
দেখেছি স্যার মেশিন ড্রয়িং মানে
Machine drawing এ ছিল।
You learn that in machine drawing.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this type of element is there. Key. Okay, so that is inserted. There's a hole that is inserted, and these are tapered, so that when it is fitted rigidly, that due to that friction, these two are rigidly connected. It rigidly
Yes.
fixed inside this slot. There's a tapering. Okay. So you will learn this thing in machine design 1. Okay. In fact, in this semester, you are studying machine design 1.
হ্যাঁ স্যার আমাদের ফ্লাই হুইলটা পড়ানো হয়েছিল। machine design, sir.
Okay. So
স্যার পুলির শেপটা স্যার,
পুলি এখানে কিছু নেই।
হ্যালো স্যার,
Yes.
পুলির শেপটাও কি এই কারণে এই জন্য এরকম করা হয়?
কি 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 শেপ করা হয় পুলিতে?
মানে এই যে ভিতর থেকে যে মাছগুলো বের করে নেওয়া, এই যে যেমন ফ্লাইহুইলের শেপটা আছে।
ভি মানে বেল ড্রাইভ বলছো? বেল ড্রাইভ?
হ্যাঁ, বেল ড্রাইভ স্যার।
বেল ড্রাইভে তো এইরকম ভি ভি পুলিতে এইরকম করা থাকে।
না স্যার, ওভারঅল রিমটার কথা বলছি, যে যেখানে মাস ডিস্ট্রিবিউশনটা বাইরের দিকেই বেশি থাকে, ওই কারণে
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
শেপটা কি ওই জন্য?
না, সেটার পারপাস আলাদা, সেটার পারপাস আলাদা। আর পুলি এরকম ভাবে এরকম রিজিডলি বাইরেটা এতটা মাস করা হয় না, ঠিক আছে? পুলিতে বাইরেটা এরকম রিম, এই পোর্শনটাকে বলে রিম, ঠিক আছে? কিন্তু পুলিতে
Yes,
কিন্তু
sir.
পুরোটাই মোটামুটি ফ্ল্যাট থাকে, আর এই ভি ড্রাইভে এরকম একটা টেপারিং করা থাকে পুলির সারফেসে। পুলি ড্রাইভ তোমরা পড়ো, তোমাদের পড়ানো হয়নি বোধহয়, না? মেশিন
Sir.
ডিজাইন 1-এ তোমরা তো পড়ার কথা, পুলি তোমরা
Yes,
পড়বে।
sir. পড়েছি স্যার, বেল্ট পুলি পড়ানো হয়েছে স্যার।
আমরা ড্র করেছি স্যার এটা।
ড্র করেছো তো? তোমরা এটা ডিটেল স্টাডি করবে, থিওরিটিক্যাল স্টাডিও পড়বে তোমরা, ঠিক আছে?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, এই সেমিস্টারে পড়ানো হবে স্যার।
হ্যাঁ, মেশিন ডিজাইন 1-এ তোমরা পড়বে এগুলো, ঠিক আছে? আর আর কোনো কোয়েরি?
No, sir.
Okay, just remember that for flywheel, this outer portion, this thick portion is called rim, and this middle portion where the shaft is connected, it is called hub. Okay, this is called hub, where the shaft is connected. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. So now I am playing the video. The objective of this experiment is to determine the mass moment of inertia of a flywheel, and we need to determine its radius of gyration. Okay. So I will explain the experimental setup first, and then I will explain the experimental procedure. So first, let us see which one is the flywheel. So this is the flywheel. Okay. So as explained in the theoretical class, this flywheel is a heavy cylindrical body. It's a heavy cylindrical body. Okay. So it has got a heavy mass. Okay. And not only we need to have high amount of mass, but also, in order to serve its purpose, it should have high mass moment of inertia. High mass moment of inertia. Okay. So this type of flywheel, these flywheels are used in reciprocating machines to reduce the fluctuation of speed. So definitely, this flywheel, while in rotation, it tends to reduce the fluctuation of speed. Okay, so that is why when you find out we design this flywheel, we need to have high mass moment of inertia about the axis of rotation. So here this flywheel will rotate about this axis of the shaft. This is the shaft. So we need to find out the mass moment of inertia of this flywheel about this axis of the shaft or about its own axis. Okay, axis of rotation. Now look into this flywheel carefully. This outer thick portion, this is called rim of the flywheel, and most of the mass is distributed around this at this rim portion, and this rim is at the highest distance from the axis of rotation. And this middle portion, this thickness is very, very small, and also it is not contributing to significantly to the area of mass moment of inertia. Okay. So why this rim is important? It should have a heavy mass around the rim, because more the mass is distributed away from the axis of rotation, more will be the mass moment of inertia. Because the expression integration r squared here. So that is why this rim is heavy in order to have high mass moment of inertia. Now this flywheel is mounted on the shaft through this portion. This is called hub of the shaft. Okay. Now, the half of this flywheel. Okay. Now, when this shaft rotates, there should not be any slippage of this flywheel over the shaft. Same motion should be transferred to the flywheel. So this flywheel is rigidly connected to the shaft through a key. So you can see there's a key slot. Through this key, this flywheel. Can you see the key slot?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Is rigidly mounted to the shaft. Okay. And you can see there are slots in this middle portion of this flywheel. The first thing is this, it will reduce the mass, because putting mass in this middle portion will not significantly increase its mass moment of inertia. And also for handling purpose also we need to have this type of slots. Okay. Now regarding this shaft, its diameter is given, it is 2 inches, 50.8 millimeters. So this shaft, and how this shaft is supported, because we need to rotate this shaft flywheel system. So this shaft is supported on 2 sets of bearings. There is 1 set of ball bearing here, and there will be another set of ball bearing here, Now how these ball bearings are mounted? These ball bearings are mounted on these blocks. So this is called Palmer block. Okay. This Palmer block is housing the outer race of the ball bearing. Okay. So here also another set of Palmer block is there. So it is housing the outer race of the ball bearing. Okay. And this Palmer block, it is supported on this, you can see this is a beam. What is the section? Is I section beam. In strength of materials, you must have studied I section beam. You solved so many problems. So this is a picture of I section beam. And if you look into its support, then you will find it is a cantilever beam. This beam, it is fixed at this wall and free. No other supports on this cantilever beam. So this cantilever beam, basically this weight of the flywheel, it is coming through the shaft, through this bearing, through this Palmer block, to this cantilever beam, and then it is transferred to the wall. Okay, it is transferred to the wall. So this is all about this experimental setup. Now the mass of the flywheel, it is given in the data sheet. This mass of the flywheel is 140 kg. Okay, mass of the flywheel is 140 kg. Okay. So this is all about this experimental setup. Now I will explain the experimental procedure. Okay. So what we will do, this is a wire. Okay, this is connected. Actually, there is no wire connected to this shaft. So we have connected or wound this wire around the shaft. This wire, it is connected, this is wound around this shaft, and you can see on the other end of this wire we have this mass. So this mass is the falling mass. This mass is the falling mass. Okay. So what we do, we raise the mass up to a predefined height, by winding this wire around the shaft, and then this mass or weight, it is allowed to fall on the floor to some predefined height. Okay. Now see, now this weight is hanging. It is hanging from the shaft through this wire. So I can feel here this wire must have some tension developed. Okay, must have some tension developed. Now see here, this tension, it is acting around the surface of this shaft. So what will happen? This tension, the moment we release this, now I am holding this system together so that it doesn't rotate. The moment I release, what will happen? This force or tension in the wire, it will provide a torque. What will be the amount of torque? This force into radius of the shaft. So while calculating that torque, we neglect the radius of the wire because that is small compared to the radius of the shaft. So once we release it, that force or wire tension will give a torque on the shaft, and it will start rotating. Okay, and the mass will fall. The mass will fall on the ground. Now, with this arrangement of this wire, this tension in the wire is acting in this direction. So what will happen? With this arrangement, when we release this weight, this will rotate in the clockwise direction. Okay. Now what happens here? The moment we release this weight from a predefined height, we will arrange 2 stopwatches, and the moment it is released, we start 2 stopwatches simultaneously. Okay. Now the weight is falling. The moment the weight hits the ground, what will happen? We stop one of the stopwatches and note down the reading. That is T1. Okay. The other stopwatch is still running. Now, from 0 to T1, what happens? This torque is providing a driving force or driving torque, or this wire tension is providing a driving torque on the shaft flywheel system. Okay. So that is the acceleration phase of this system, rotating system, acceleration phase. Now, while this flywheel is in acceleration phase, still there are some retarding effect through this bearing, the frictional retardation that is active. Okay, so from 0 to T1, there are two types of torques acting: the driving torque through this wire tension on the flywheel through the shaft, and the retarding torque through the frictional resistance across the bearing. Okay, and the net effect is the acceleration of this system, and that continues up to T1. The moment it hits the ground, the falling weight hits the ground, we stop one of the stopwatches. But what happens? This flywheel, just when it hits the ground, it reaches the maximum speed. So we assume the acceleration of the flywheel from 0 to T1 is constant. It is constant. And it reaches maximum speed when the falling weight hits the ground. The moment it hits the ground, this flywheel, it starts retarding because there is no more driving torque. Because the wear tension then becomes 0. The moment wear tension becomes 0, the driving torque becomes 0. So the only torque that is acting on that system is now the retarding torque due to friction across the bearing. So reaching the maximum speed, then it starts retarding, its velocity decreases, starts decreasing. Okay, and it moves and it comes slowly, it comes to a stop. The moment this flywheel comes to a stop, what we do? We stop the second stopwatch and we note down the reading, that is T2. Okay, so this phase from T1 to T2, that is the retarding phase, retardation phase. Okay, during that phase there is retardation of this flywheel due to this frictional resistance across the bearing. Okay, so with these values, this predefined height and these two times T1 and T2, we can follow certain kinematic and kinetic calculations to find out the mass moment of inertia of this flywheel. And then mass moment of inertia, if you know the mass of the flywheel, we can find out its radius of gyration. Okay, so just
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the readings will be taken.
Once you can see here, we note down the heights in meters. So we'll take 3 sets of readings: 20 centimeter, that is 0.2 meters, 30 centimeter, 0.3 meters, 40 centimeter, 0.4 meters. 3 predefined heights. We'll note down 3 sets of readings for T1 and T2. Okay. Once you have this T1 and T2, then the first table in the next page number 2, the first table corresponds to kinematic calculations. So with T1, we can find out what is the acceleration of the falling body. V equal to S equal to ut plus half at square, as the flywheel starts from rest. So initial velocity is 0. So its acceleration, which is assumed to be constant, is calculated as A equal to twice h by T1 square. So all these calculations have been explained in your theoretical class. Then the maximum velocity reached by this falling mass when it hits the ground is basically V equal to U plus AD. U is 0, so it is twice h by T1. Then once you have this linear velocity of the surface of the shaft, that is V, that is the maximum velocity, its maximum angular velocity is V by R0, radius of the shaft. And then its angular acceleration is A by R0, the last column. Now from the phase T1 to T2, that is the time span T2 minus T1, what happens? The flywheel, after reaching a maximum angular speed of omega 0, it comes to a stop over a time span of T2 minus T1. So assuming constant deceleration, this frictional deceleration is alpha 1 equal to omega 0 by T2 minus T1, the second last column. So once you have these calculations, then going to the next table, you can find out the torque. So torque is given, the expression, it has been explained. So just, I think there will be correction. This G outside this bracket, there will be no G. So that is to be omitted. That will be explained in your class. And then once with this calculation, how to find this torque? If you draw the free body diagram of this falling weight while it is in motion before hitting the ground, then that will give the tension developed in this wire, and that tension multiplied with the radius of the shaft, that will give the torque acting on the flywheel. Okay. So once you have this torque acting on the flywheel, we know, and this alpha 0 and alpha 1 already calculated in the previous table, and using that expression, the third column, we can find out the area of mass moment of inertia. Unit is kg meter square. Once you have this I, then I divided by this mass of the flywheel, taking under root, that will give the radius of gyration in meters. Okay. So all these calculations, it will be explained, or it has been explained in your theoretical class in detail. So I have explained the experimental setup, and I have explained the procedure of how to take down the readings and how to go along with this experimental setup. Okay, so now we'll take down 3 sets of readings, and then I will note down the readings, and that will be recorded. Okay, that will be recorded.
The 30.
Huh?
30.
So we take आगे 20 तो आगे 20 প্রথমে অনেক রেকর্ডিং করতে তারপর একটা সাউন্ড রেকর্ডিং হয় আওয়াজ দিতে ডবল 30 ডবল দেখো যায় দাও আওয়াজ একদম পুরো জিনিসটাকে রিপিট করতে হবে ইয়েস না না বড় স্কেল লোকদার একটু হাঁটু উঠলে সাউন্ডটা অন আছে ঠিক আছে এই একটু নামবে না একটু নামবে বুঝতে পারবে
এই হাইট হচ্ছে 20 আমি স্টার্ট বলবো তোমরা দুটো স্টপ ওয়াচ একই সঙ্গে স্টার্ট করবে
রেডি তো রেডি
স্টার্ট চিঠিটা নিয়ে যাচ্ছেন এটা আমাকে দেবেন বলবো আর টেবিল
যাক তবু তো হলো আর ধরা পড়লো তাহলে অনেক পরে দিয়ে ধরা পড়তো
আরো মুশকিল এই গেলে
সব ঠিক আছে আমি লিখে দেবো আমি পরিষ্কার করে লিখবো
ঠিক করো ঠিক করে ঠিক করো নেক্সট হাইট
30 সেন্টিমিটার আরেকটু উঠবে আরেকটু স্লাইড স্টপ আরেকটু নামবে ব্যাস 30 সেন্টিমিটার হাইট
রিসেট করলো রেডি স্টার্ট স্টপ আমি তাহলে ওখানে কি করে দেখি? Stop. Next 40 height. 40 centimeters.
এই আগে যে রেকর্ডিংটা দেখবেন তো আগে যেটা হচ্ছে কি বলছে 4.5 এ
ওটা হয়
5.5
ওটা 5.5 এটা হবে নেক্সট তার একটু এরকম হবে এই এটা মিলাবে
এটা আরো ভুল করবে
এটা তো হয় না হ্যাঁ
40.
স্যার ভুল বলেনি হয়তো তাদের তার আগে স্টপ করে ফেলেছে কারণ 1 সেকেন্ডের রিসেট তো তাড়াতাড়ি করে ফেলেছে আর কি
নামবে না ওটা বলো।
হ্যাঁ উঠবে
ও আচ্ছা 5.5.
হ্যাঁ উঠবে রবদার একটু উঠবে আর একটু উঠবে এই একটু নামবে ধরুন আর একটু এই হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে একটু করবে
রিসেট করেছো? রেডি?
রেডি তো
রেডি
স্টার্ট. স্টপ.
T1 লেগেছে স্যার 6.
দুটো থেকে আরেকটা মধ্যে আসবি, ঠিক আছে? দুটো থেকে আরেকটা মধ্যে আরেকটা সমস্যা এসে যাবে।
So these are the sets of readings that we have.
I want you to note it down because you don't have the recording. Just note it down.
Okay, sir.
Anyway, you just note it down and then you make it fair.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. Note down.
করে নিয়েছি স্যার, করে নিয়েছি।
Or you can take screenshot also.
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ ওটাই করে নিয়েছি।
All of you noted the readings.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Acquired through this experiment. So 0.2 meters height. So T1 4.34 seconds, T2 139.43 seconds. For h equal to 0.3 meters, T1 5.58 seconds, T2 163.90 seconds. And for h equal to 0.4 meters, T1 is 6.22 seconds, T2 is 196.88 seconds. Okay. So the objective of
Okay. Any queries?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
question ছিল স্যার। স্যার শাফটের ওপর আবার একটা দেখছিলাম একটা লাইক কিছু একটা হলো একটা শাফট জড়ানো রয়েছে, ওটা কি ফ্লাইলের সাথে কানেক্টেড নাকি দ্যাট ইজ কানেক্টেড টু দ্য শাফট? এই যে এখানে যেখানে আপনার রোপটা যেখানে বাঁধা হয়েছে।
This is the shaft. Okay. This is the shaft. Now you are telling that this diameter is lesser than this.
Yes.
না এইটা বলছো?
হ্যাঁ, প্রথমে ডায়ামিটার তো কম লাগছে, আর এই কানেকশনটা কি এটা কি মানে পার্ট অফ দ্য ফ্লাইহুইল নাকি ইটস দ্য কানেকশন বিটুইন দ্য শ্যাফট এন্ড দিস ফ্লাইহুইল না কি
No,
ব্যাপারটা?
this flywheel is a separate device. It is connected through these keyholes. Okay. Through this
Okay.
key, it is mounted on this. Okay. Once you remove the key and then remove this entire system from this bearing, then this flywheel can be taken out from the shaft.
Okay.
Okay. And then there is a step down. This shaft is to be mounted. Now these bearings basically they are available in standard sizes. Okay. So
Okay.
this diameter is different than this one, but we will consider this diameter 2 inch. Definitely this is not 2 inch. Okay, you can easily understand. This will be diameter is 2 inch. Radius is 25.4 millimeters. Okay.
ওকে স্যার, বুঝেছি।
Okay. So I hope you have understood this thing.
স্যার এই আপনি আবার ভিডিওটা করে দেখাবেন, মানে ভিডিও জাস্ট স্ক্রিনশট ওপেন করবেন। স্যার এখানে স্যার ফ্লাইহুইলের ওপরেই 3টে ফুটোর মতো দেখা যাচ্ছে স্যার। আই থিঙ্ক এই একদম ওপরে রিমের ওখানে।
Okay. Okay. Now just see this thing.
this experiment is to determine
Look carefully. What will happen after it gets stopped? What happens? It is moving in clockwise.
হ্যাঁ।
Then
stop.
then what happens?
Okay,
Yes,
These are the sets of reading.
it moves in the opposite direction, right? Okay, so that
Yes,
is
sir.
basically this is imbalance in the rotor. Okay, so until it finds a equilibrium, it starts rotating and it comes to a different orientation. Now those slots are provided for balancing purpose. Okay,
ওকে স্যার।
this thing that is a small balancing mass. So this balancing of rotors, you will do experiment in machine design lab in final year. I think in final year or third year. Okay, balancing of rotors. Okay. Any other queries?
No, sir.
Okay, then I'm stopping sharing. Now, let me tell you the roll number of the students who have not submitted the report for experiment number 2. Okay. Roll number 187, roll number 188, roll number 189, roll number 191, 193, 197, then 203, then 204, 207.
Sir, I've submitted.
Okay,
Sir, sir.
207. Oh, you see, just now you have
স্যার
submitted.
আমি হয়তো সাবমিট করে দিয়েছি স্যার
স্যার 91
200
191
Yes. Okay, when did you
203
submit? You can see. Oh, okay. After the class started, 1 minute. 191 have submitted. 1 minute. So you are so busy that even after class has started, you are submitting your report. So these days you are so busy, right?
নো স্যার অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমি গ্রাফটা পাচ্ছিলাম না, গ্রাফ যে সমস্যা ছিল সেই কারণে দেরি হয়ে গেছে।
So one